Hello everyone. Welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Pascal's warning to Severide in Chicago Fire Season 13, Episode 9 makes him a hypocrite. Season 13 of Chicago Fire offered a surprising moment in which Pascal came across as a hypocrite. The new season has advanced a number of key storylines, including the working relationship between key Chicago Fire characters Kelly Severide and Chief Dom Pascal. While Severide questions Pascal's character, both men work well together after they take down a corrupt cop involved with ghost guns. However, in Episode 9, when Captain Tom Van Meter meets with Severide and asks him to be a substitute teacher for an OFI, Office of Fire Investigation, class, Pascal is disappointed that Van Meter didn't approach him about Severide's gig first. Severide is a versatile firefighter who balances his work with Firehouse 51 and OFI because he is skilled at putting out fires and investigating arson cases. In the past, former Firehouse Chief Bowden would approve of Severide working with Van Meter and OFI. However, now that Pascal is chief, he wants to be kept in the loop about Severide's work with OFI and warns Kelly about tackling too much work to ensure he can maintain his duties at Firehouse 51. While Pascal is getting used to his position at Firehouse 51, he's still trying to maintain control by monitoring everyone's work ethic, including Severide's gig with OFI. When Pascal sees Severide preparing materials for his class, he looks concerned because he doesn't want Severide to be distracted or too occupied that OFI will keep him away from responsibilities at Firehouse 51. This refers back to Pascal's first appearance on the show, when he introduces himself and tells the crew, "I'm not Chief Bowden," expecting to run Firehouse 51 his way with everyone on board. Pascal is also worried about Severide's OFI teaching gig, because this may result in Severide being away from Firehouse 51 for long periods. If there are major fires to put out or Pascal needs Severide's expertise and analysis during arson cases, Pascal may want Severide to be his right-hand man because there's no one he trusts more. Pascal's conversation with Van Meter highlights how much both characters value what Severide brings to the table as a firefighter. Despite Pascal's concern over Severide's workload, his warning contradicts his prior statements about Severide and OFI. Earlier this season, Pascal mentioned how Severide is the best in arson cases, which raises the question of why he isn't more supportive of the lieutenant. This could be because Pascal is still questioning Severide's commitment to Firehouse 51 since there have been times when he's been away for long stretches to work with OFI. Pascal's worrisome behavior may also hint at his mysterious past, including his experience as a firefighter in Miami. Perhaps Pascal was stern and controlling towards the firefighters in Miami by questioning their work and monitoring their duties to ensure they were doing their jobs correctly. This could be how Pascal wants to run Firehouse 51 as well, considering how some characters like Van Meter are familiar with Pascal and his time in Miami. The new Firehouse 51 chief may not have a lot of friends because he may be demanding and untrustworthy towards his coworkers. Pascal understands that he is an outsider among the family of firefighters in Firehouse 51. He may believe that if he intends to gain the trust of the firehouse, he will need Severide by his side since Kelly is their de facto leader. If Severide supports Pascal, everyone at 51 will likely follow and support the new chief. Kelly and Pascal have proven they can work together on complex fire and arson cases. Perhaps Pascal can work closely with others at 51 to maintain a healthy relationship with the crew. After Herman and Mouch pass the captain and lieutenant exams respectively, Pascal also realizes that he needs to prove himself as a competent leader, since he may not have much time with Firehouse 51. If Pascal were to pass the captain job to Herman in Chicago Fire, it's possible that he could still stay at 51 and work with Severide on more arson cases after their previous success in catching a corrupt cop. But first, Pascal needs to be on the same page with Severide and the firehouse to ensure they can coexist. In the heated world of Chicago Fire, warnings fly faster than the flames the team battles. But in Season 13, Episode 9, Pascal's stern warning to Kelly Severide doesn't just add tension, it puts a spotlight on Pascal's own hypocrisy. It's a moment layered in irony, drawing long-time viewers into the emotional complexities simmering beneath Firehouse 51's brotherhood. When Pascal corners Severide outside the arson office, the camera lingers just long enough to feel the chill of authority meeting rebellion. "You're playing with fire, Kelly," Pascal says, eyes narrow. "One wrong move and you're not just compromising the case, you're compromising your badge." The irony is thick. On the surface, Pascal's warning is professional. He's furious about Severide's off-the-books pursuit of a suspected serial arsonist, an investigation Severide insists is rooted in instinct, pattern recognition, and the gut feeling only years on the line can teach. Pascal, as the head of the Office of Fire Investigation, OFI, is right to be concerned. Reckless actions can dismantle carefully built cases, and a slip-up could jeopardize court admissibility. But his warning carries a weight that feels personal, too personal. Severide, always a mix of calm fire and emotional depth, listens, but the silent smirk tugging at his lip is the cue. He knows Pascal isn't just talking about this case, he's talking about Severide's legacy, and that's where the hypocrisy comes in. You see, Pascal hasn't exactly been a paragon of rule-following in his own past. Longtime fans will remember whispers around OFI's bullpen about Pascal's early days, his aggressive tactics, informants used without chain of command approval, and that one suspension that conveniently got buried during a departmental reorganization. Pascal, the man now wagging a finger at Severide for not dotting every I, was once the guy rewriting the whole alphabet if it meant getting to the truth. It's one of those do as I say, not as I did moments that Severide can't ignore, and neither can we. What makes Pascal's warning especially galling is its timing. Just episodes ago, he quietly green-lit a questionable raid that left another Firehouse team shaken. No paperwork, no accountability. It wasn't publicized, but Severide knew. Everyone did. They just didn't talk about it because in Chicago Fire, silence is loyalty. So now, Pascal invoking the code of conduct, the sanctity of procedures, it rings hollow. And Severide's rebuttal is as sharp as it is subtle. If we start waiting for the green light to do what we already know is right, Pascal, someone else burns. Boom. That line is classic Severide, just enough bite to make the point, but delivered with such restraint it forces reflection rather than retaliation. It's a reminder that he's not acting out of rebellion, but responsibility. He doesn't want glory, he wants justice. And he's willing to take the heat, both literal and metaphorical, to get it. Pascal, in contrast, is posturing, trying to project control in an environment that constantly resists it. His warning is less about concern for Severide's safety and more about maintaining his own authority. He fears Severide's independence because it reminds him of his younger self, a version he spent years trying to distance himself from. But in doing so, Pascal has become exactly the kind of bureaucratic barrier he once defied. It's a theme that runs deep in Chicago Fire, the push-pull between protocol and instinct. Severide often operates in the gray areas. He's not reckless, he's responsive. When a building is burning, there's no time for chain of command politics. You act or people die. Pascal's black and white approach might keep paperwork tidy, but it doesn't save lives. That's what separates Severide from Pascal. Severide bends rules because of his moral compass. Pascal now hides behind them, hoping structure will save him from making the tough calls. It's why his warning, though delivered with authority, lands with such little impact. It's the pot calling the kettle fire-resistant. There's also a quiet undercurrent of jealousy in Pascal's voice. Severide's natural leadership, the respect he commands from Firehouse 51, and the way others rally to his side. It's earned, not demanded. Pascal, by contrast, must assert control with titles and threats. His position is one of hierarchy. Severide's is one of loyalty. Later in the episode, a telling moment underscores everything. When the suspected arsonist sets a trap that nearly kills a civilian, it's Severide's earlier off-the-record sleuthing that leads to the breakthrough. And even though Pascal signs off on their arrest and takes it to the chief, everyone knows who really cracked the case. Pascal offers a brief nod to Severide in the aftermath. No words. Just acknowledgement. Maybe even gratitude. But it's not an apology. It's not ownership. And that's where Pascal's hypocrisy still lingers.